PokeLive here, and I am so excited for today's video. I am finally going to be ranking all of the sets from the Scarlet and Violet era. Now, as a collector and someone who just loves Pokemon, I even feel overwhelmed with what to buy. The market is just massive. It's very saturated right now, and it's really hard to tell what's really worth investing in. So I created a tier list and we're just going to go through it. We're going to rank the best sets to the worst sets, but I want you guys to first make sure you subscribe to the channel and you turn on those notifications so you can see all the great things coming up. I'm also going to be doing this with the Sword and Shield era because that is by far my favorite era in this. But let's just get into it. And also, guys, I just want to say this is just my opinion. You guys might feel differently, but I want to spark the conversation. I want to hear how you guys feel about Scarlet and Violet, what you think is worth investing. So let's get started. So the way that I'm doing this list is the oldest sets to the newest sets. So starting out, we have Scarlet and Violet base set. I know nobody likes base set, but I'm going to put it as a good set. And I'm going to show you why. But let me just put the promos next to it. I hate that they include these in here. Scarlet and Violet base set, in my opinion, is going to be a great set. Not based on these cards. If we take a look at these, the pricing is so low. The most expensive card here is going for $44. That's so bad. But they're still beautiful cards. I have the Gardevoir. I love it. The Merriam is so cool with the little Pikachu looking through the window. A booster box right now, you could grab one for $123. As we can see this charting from TCG, looking at it from a year, it's climbing and it's going to continue to climb. Now, here's why I would invest in this set. It's going to be good because if we take a look at Sword and Shield, guys, $331 for one base set booster box. And in my opinion, I think that Scarlet and Violet's cards were much nicer than Sword and Shield's base set. So, I mean, I think this is going to be an incredible set to, buy a couple, keep it sealed. I think it's going to go crazy down the road. And lastly, we do have the ETBs. There were two for base set. It always is that way. I don't really know why. But you can get a bundle of them for $80. That's so good right now. So guys, I would act on this. These prices are going to just keep climbing. So base set always does good in my opinion. I am super happy with putting it as a good set. All right, next up we have Paldea Evolved. Now guys, I loved Paldea Evolved. I have a master set of it and the cards are incredible, but we got to rank it first. I'm going to put it as a good set. Now, I really wanted to put it as a best set, but as far as popularity goes, it's not quite there yet. But let's take a look. The Magikarp, $208 right now market price. When I pulled this card, it was even better in person. It's so cool looking. The Iono, the Tyranitar, the Sleepy Raichu. I just think that, 5-10 years from now, this is going to be such an incredible set. People are going to love to open this and try and pull for that Magikarp. Such an iconic Pokemon. Looking at our booster box, $180. I think I got mine for around $90, so it doubled in this past year. It's skyrocketing, guys. I highly would invest getting a few of these. I think it's going to be a really good set as far as investment goes. And then looking at our ETB right now, sitting at around $47. It's climbing. We do have a little bit of a plateau, and I always like to say if there's a little bit of a plateau, go in on it. Now is the time. Do not miss this set. So I am very happy putting it as a good set. All right, moving on. Obsidian Flames. I'm gonna have to go with a bad set. The only reason why I didn't put it as the worst set is because at the end of the day, it's a Charizard set, and Charizard sets just do, I don't want to say that they all do great long term, but it is definitely a fun set to open trying to pull that Charizard. So we're going to keep it at a bad set. If we take a look at the cards, I really regret master setting Obsidian Flames because the cards just did not do well. The biggest hit from it, $63 for a Charizard. Personally, I have said all along, I think Charizard is just so overhyped, but the cards just did not do well, although they are really cool and they are fun cards, which is what led me to master setting it. But You know, as far as the cards go, not great. Now the booster box, I will say I was a little bit surprised to see it moving just because it stayed at such a low price for so long, but we are seeing it climb $146. So I do think that this is going to be okay long term, again, just because it is a Charizard set. And then looking at that ETB right now, $53. Not bad. I actually, before pulling this up, now this is of course TCG, I thought it was going to be probably around like between $35 and $40. I had very low expectations. So to see it doing as well as it is, my theory is kind of on point. I think it's going to do okay long term, but overall, guys, I do have to say this is just a bad set. All right, next up we have 151, guys. This is a best set. Hands down, I think this is the best set in Scarlet and Violet. Now, I know we're not at the last set there. You guys probably already know there's some crazy things going on. But in my opinion, this is going to be the absolute best set because it's the original 151. Such a nostalgic feeling, and guys, the prices are going crazy. Now, here's the card. It's kind of a weird list from TCG, like some random things aren't even part of 151, but the Charizard is climbing. I'm actually going to click on it. Now, this Charizard was so cheap for a while, and it has doubled in price, which I'm so happy to see because this Charizard is worth it. It's over the canyon. It's such a gorgeous card. I am so happy to have that one, guys. I highly recommend trying to find it. If you haven't pulled it, just buy the single card. You can't go wrong with it. We have that Blastoise, the Venusaur, all of the OG Pokemon in this set. It's incredible. Now the ETB, it's really, really climbing. 144 market price. These were never really that cheap, but they have literally tripled in price. So if you don't have any, I really don't think they're going to go much lower than this. I think this is going to be a set that just keeps climbing and climbing. Now, I didn't include the Pokemon Center ETBs in this, but definitely check those out as well. And there's a ton of other great 151 products. The Alakazam set, the Zapdos set, the Premium Collection, the booster bundles. You cannot go wrong investing in 151. Whatever you can find in store, grab it. It will just do well long term. I'm telling you, people loved this set, including myself. All right, moving on to Paradox Rift. I'm gonna have to go mid set with Paradox Rift. I mean, I personally think it's a good set. I loved it, but it's very hit or miss. Now, like when I'm at shows, I go to shops, I talk to people, and I either hear people love the set or they hate it. I'm going to keep it at mid. Let's take a look at the cards here. We have Groudon, which is a really, really cool card. The Roaring Moon. You know, if you guys watch my streams, you know I love the Roaring Moon. The Altaria is such a gorgeous card, but they just didn't hold up in value. So from a card perspective, it's not really a great set as far as value goes. Are they cool? Yes, but I think, you know, kind of the problem with this set is they're Paradox Pokemon, and a lot of people aren't familiar with them, so they just don't know the Pokemon, and it doesn't interest a lot of people. And now our booster box here, 136, still pretty low. So, you know, I would say now is a great time to grab one or two of these. I know I have a few. I got a pretty good deal on them, probably, you know, somewhere around 90-ish. But for 136, I do think that we're going to see a little bit of an incline, but nothing crazy with Paradox Rift. And as far as ETBs go, there's two for the set. I don't know why there's two. They just randomly will put two in certain sets. I don't know. You can get a bundle right now for 86. So, you know, not too bad. I definitely, you know, suggest if you don't have any, at least get one bundle and put it away because you never know what it's going to do in the future. My prediction is nothing crazy, but I do think that this could be a really fun set down the road. The pulls were okay. I mean, I definitely got some good hits from it. And when you do, you know, get a good pull, some of these cards are just really, really beautiful. So I'm happy keeping it at mid. I don't think it's really a good set, but I don't think it's a bad set. So I'm happy with it being at mid. All right, moving on to our shiny set, Palan Fates. I'm going to have to put it as a good set. I really would put it as a mid personally, but I do think it's going to do well long term because people love shiny Pokemon. They are really fun to look at. If we take a look at the cards here, I got to investigate the Bubble Mew. It's doing crazy things right now. I've seen it at shows recently. $233 for this card, guys. It started very, very low in the 80s, and now we're $233. Crazy. I really regret not buying this card, but if we go back, I mean, personally, my favorite card is the shiny Charizard. This thing is just so sick looking. I have it displayed. It's gorgeous. I wish it was a little bit higher in value than our little Bubble Mew there, but 146, it's going up. It's just beautiful. I absolutely love it. And then we have that Gardevoir, another gorgeous card, not too high in value, but it is very, very pretty. And then we have our baby shinies. We have an Iono. Pretty good cards. I'm not a big baby shiny fan, but some of them do okay. And then looking at our ETB here, 73.89. Okay, so we are climbing. This was definitely in the 40s for quite a while, and this chart exactly shows that. So I mean, this is pretty good. 73.89. I think this is going to be a great set long term. If you guys could grab a couple of these, highly recommend it. I think it's just, again, it's a shiny set. People love shiny Pokemon, and that Mimikyu on it is so fun to look at. So I'm happy putting it as a good set, even though I personally would say it's mid, but I think long term, definitely a great investment. You cannot go wrong with Palan Fates. All right, we're about halfway there. Temporal Forests. I'm gonna have to put it at a mid set. I really loved Temporal Forests, but I think for investment purposes, I'm gonna have to put it at mid. So let's take a look at the cards. Now, guys, like I said, I live stream. If you ever have seen those, you know I love the Raging Bolt, the Walking Wake, the Iron Crown, Gouging Fire, and then we have Gengar. We have Gengar in this set. I think these cards are beautiful, but as far as value goes, they just didn't do well. You know, I am happy to see the Raging Bolt finally breaking 100. This is a gorgeous card. I know I've been saying that about a lot of them, but this card in person, if you've never seen it, you have to. It is so fun. I just love it. I love these Pokemon, but a lot of people don't know these Pokemon. They're not familiar with them. The Gengar just really didn't do that well, unfortunately. Morty's Conviction's a really cool one, so I had fun with it. We're looking at 142 for a booster box. I actually thought it would have been a little bit lower, so that's good. Looking at the year, it's definitely gone up. I mean, this thing was so cheap for a while. Very low 100. So 142 is definitely doing something. And then our ETBs. Pokemon did 2 ETBs for this set as well, and you're looking about 40 for each. Still pretty cheap, so I'm happy putting it at mid. I just don't think long term it's going to do anything crazy as far as investing. However, if you are, you know, thinking about getting something, I would definitely try and keep one booster box sealed and one of each of the ETBs. I don't think you can go wrong. It will end up climbing a little bit, but nothing too crazy. All right, moving on, we have Twilight Masquerade. Now, guys, this was such a hyped set. I'm gonna put it at mid. I think some people might argue and put it as a good set, but there's really only one card that's worth it, and it's the Greninja. I mean, $316 is so much. This card to me is just very chaotic. I don't like Greninja as is, but I know a lot of people really do. It's a popular Pokemon, but I can't really see it that well in the card. So I don't get the hype for this one, but trust me, it is very hyped. As far as the other ones go, it is an Ogerpon set. You know, Ogerpon is pretty popular, but I just don't like the artwork at all. I'm happy with keeping it at mid. As far as our booster box goes, 162, it has come down a little bit. These were almost near $200 at one point, which I just think is absolutely outrageous. You know, looking at the chart here, it's kind of climbing back up, but I was happy to see it drop a little bit. I definitely think this would be great, you know, if you guys don't have one of these, to pick one up, you know, especially before it goes up anymore. And then of course our ETB we're looking at around $50. Definitely gone up, kind of a little bit on a decline right now, but definitely climbed. I mean, $37.95 when it came out, and now we're at about $50. So, you know, I think this is going to be a, you know, mid set to invest in. I do think that, you know, chase card being the Greninja will keep people wanting to open this down the road. I think it'll be a fun set to open, but I'm really happy keeping it at mid. Drum roll, we have our worst set. It's Shrouded Fable, guys. This set is horrible, absolutely horrible, and it's a special set. So in case you were wondering why some of these don't have booster boxes, special sets don't have booster boxes. The top card is a gold earthen vessel, which is crazy, right on point with this set. The Cassiopeia really is probably the only card that I would even consider, especially if you like Penny. She's got the little Sylveon with her, but I don't like these Pokemon. To me, they look like Disney characters. They don't look like Pokemon. I said that, you know, when I saw them in the DLC in Scarlet and Violet, I just did not like them at all. Cards are not valuable. Looking at the ETB, $37 right now. It's very cheap. You could probably even find it for somewhere in the upper 20s if you look online. So guys, I just think the set is absolutely horrible. It's one that I would even pass. If you don't have anything for it, you are not missing out. So I'm very happy keeping it as the worst set. And I'm sorry if anyone likes this set, but as far as investing goes, not gonna be a good one. All right, we're down to our final three. Stellar Crown. I'm gonna put it at a bad set. I'm not gonna put it as the worst next to Shrouded Fable. I do think it's a bad set. You know, if we take a look at the cards, the Terapagos is probably the only card that I would consider getting. I mean, I do think that, you know, it has that stellar theme. It has the rainbow borders, which are really pretty, especially in person. If you've never seen them, they do look great. But as far as that, the Squirtle, the Bulbasaur, there's really nothing else in this set, and nothing else is really that valuable. You know, our booster box right now, $136, right on point with what I would have expected it to be. You know, it is a newer set, it hasn't really done too much, stayed around, you know, the same value. I just don't think they care for this set. You know, the pull is not that great. You know, the big pull is just not that good. So, you know, our ETB here, we're looking at $43.40, a little bit more than I actually expected. I would have guessed probably low 30s. However, I do think if you search online for it, you can find it for cheaper. I'm happy putting this at a bad set. I'm sorry. I just don't think it's a good one at all for investment purposes. I don't think it's going to do anything crazy long term. Of course, your sealed product is going to climb, but it's not going to do anything crazy, and I'm very confident in saying that. Next up, Surging Sparks. Without even thinking about it, this is going to be a best set for Scarlet and Violet. It's a Pikachu set, and people love Pikachu. Personally, I think it's a little bit overhyped, and when we look at the cards, it's a lot overhyped. The Pikachu right now, market price $464, and that price is not budging. It is a beautiful card. I love the rainbow borders, but it is so overpriced, overhyped. I'm just, you know, for a set that just came out, that's crazy. The Latias is really cool. I know a lot of people are after that card. We have the Milotic, which is also a really gorgeous card in person. It has a great little shine to it. I love it. But yeah, a lot of good cards, and a lot of them are climbing. We take a look at our booster box, $244 for a booster box that just came out a little bit before the holidays. That's crazy. And I don't really think it's gonna drop that much. You know, booster boxes very rarely drop that much. They usually increase. So I don't know with this one. I think it's gonna do crazy things. People really love Pikachu sets. And I do think that this one is going to do better than the Sword and Shield set Vivid Voltage, because that set just fell short due to the Rainbow Pikachu. This one is a lot prettier to look at. And then we have our ETB, which is also doing crazy things. Almost $74 for an ETB that just came out. That's very expensive. So, you know, anything you buy sealed of Surging Sparks, you cannot go wrong. I even think the Pokemon Center, I was so happy I was able to grab one. I believe they sold out. So, I mean, this set is just selling out. It is because it's expensive and people know that it's gonna go up. So I'm very happy putting it as a best set. Absolutely cannot go wrong with the Pikachu set down the road. All right, our final one, Prismatic Evolutions. The set comes out later this month. It is a best set. It's an Eevee set. And guys, when you see the prices of this, I have a different view here because I actually want to cover some of these. ETB right now, $127 pre-sale price. That is insanity. Then if you look at the tin displays, now I do collect sealed tin displays, $218 for a pre-sale tin display. Even a poster collection and a binder collection are through the roof. We look at this binder one, $70. We look at the poster, $32.72. These prices are crazy. And let me tell you why they're crazy. People think that this is going to be like Evolving Skies from Sword and Shield, the Evolution set, the Umbreon 1400. I mean, you guys can, take a look at TCG. These prices are crazy. Do I think it's going to be like Evolving Skies? I am so torn. I want to say yes, but I also want to be realistic about it and say that people are more aware of it now, having, seen what Evolving Skies did. I think that it's not going to be as valuable long term. It's just very, very overhyped right now. Everything is selling out. If you look at the Japanese set of this right now, which is out, the Umbreon is, I believe, $290. So the English, you already know, is going to be worth more. So I don't know. I just think this is outrageous for a pre-sale item. I was able to buy a few for much cheaper than this, which I am so grateful for, but it's a best set. It's hands down, it's the best set. Whatever you can get of this set, you will definitely be happy long-term with what the market does. It is only going to get pricier. Like I said though, will it be an Evolving Skies? I'm really torn. I want to say yes, but I also want to say Evolving Skies will ultimately be a better set long-term. Not that it's a comparison, but I am so happy with this list. From the best ones to the worst ones are literally what I would invest in right now, from top priority to maybe just skipping them altogether. The 151, Surging Sparks, and Prismatic Evolutions, hands down, best sets in Scarlet Violet. Whatever you can get, you will be happy with. And if you are on a budget, maybe skip the mid, the bad, and the worst sets. I think you could probably do away with those ones. But again, I don't know what every set is going to do, but I am super, super happy with this list. So that is going to conclude my full ranking of the current Scarlet and Violet sets that are out right now. Drop a comment and let me know if you agree with how I rank these sets or what you would do differently. I cannot wait to spark the conversation. I cannot wait to do more of these in the future. I am so excited. This hobby makes me so happy. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.